Hello, welcome to this your channel of the Eurofan. That's me. Albania keeps improving its results progressively with each edition at Junior Eurovision. Another proof of that was the blossoming proposal presented to us by Nicole Schiavelli during the contest of the year before last, which improved the mark of her predecessor by achieving a 7th place in the final ranking, surpassing once again the maximum historical score for the Balkan country in the competition. Thus, there were not any doubts about the continuation of its commitment with the Junior contest. Now we will get to know the next child artist that had the occasion to wave the Albanian colors on the main stage of Tbilisi. Here we go. For today's episode, I'm going to review the Albanian entry for Junior Eurovision 2025, which has been represented by the singer Kroni Pula with the song Fruta Perime, which in English translates as fruits and vegetables. Before getting immersed into this healthy proposal, let's discover more about this talented girl who is bursting on the musical scene of her country. Without further delay, let's move on with the review. We start as usual by reviewing her biography before leaving her Eurovision experience in Georgian lands. Kroni is an Albanian singer and dancer. She is 9 years old and comes from the Albanian capital, Tirana. She demonstrates a huge passion for music since she was very little. In fact, it was very common on her to start to sing and dance anytime she could at just 4 years old, which caught the attention of her parents. Being aware of the enthusiasm and the talent that Kroni was starting to showcase, they decided to enroll her in a specialized music school in her hometown, aiming to develop her skills as a performer, with her actively participating in school events, concerts, and cultural events. Besides singing, Kroni also has a big interest in dancing, especially on contemporary dance and hip-hop, which she practices on a daily basis and which applies as a perfect complement onto her musical performances. This combination of talents, in addition to her energy and charisma, is naturally reflected from her every time she gets up on the stage, by spreading her enthusiasm to the audience. Musically speaking, although she is still in process to define her musical style, Kroni shows interest for contemporary pop blended with Albanian traditional music. She admires two well-renowned established Albanian artists like Rita Ora or Jonida Malici, Albanian representative at Eurovision in 2019 during the edition held in Tel Aviv, Israel, and dreams of following their steps, aiming to showcase the best of the Albanian culture to the rest of the world. Apart from her artistic phases, she likes to spend her spare time when doing activities with her family, playing with her dog, and especially with her group of friends that support her in her development as a performer, by attending the rehearsals with her and selecting the most fun and colorful outfits for her performances. Having known a little more about her, let's see then how she gets the opportunity to represent her country at the Junior contest. Normally, it was thought that the Albanian Bully broadcaster would organize another edition of Junior Fest to select its representative in Georgia, but this time they will make a change of plans. And it was because the broadcaster announced that they will use the Albanian Junior Musical Festival named Festivali Mbar Kombëtar Këngësit Fëmijë, which in English translates as a National Festival of Children's Songs, which arrived to its 63rd edition, almost pairing with the renowned Festivali Këngës, which is celebrated in Skoda, from where the latest Albanian representatives at the second edition come. Regarding the format of the Junior Musical Festival, normally it features contestants in the young category for children below 8 years old and the junior category for children between 9 and 14 years old that performed in 3 shows, this time between late May and early June of last year. The proposals of all the participating child artists are officially presented for the first time in the first 2 shows, while the third and last will be the final show, where it will be determined the 3 best child qualified artists from each category, being these determined by a professional jury and a kids jury in equal proportions. And in this case, the winner of the junior category will also have the opportunity to represent Albania at Junior Eurovision. The edition featured 29 contestants among the two categories, with Kroni being one of the contestants in the junior category. Although it is unknown how the selection process was made, as the contestants were revealed the day of the first live show, and some special prizes will be awarded to some of the contestants during the final show, regardless of their final result in the Junior Musical Festival. Kroni will make her first appearance in the second show, where she will perform her entry live for the very first time. Thereafter, during the final show, which took place in early last June, Kroni will be proclaimed the winner of the junior category after the deliberation of both juries, also becoming the Albanian representative that will travel to Tbilisi, being also the very first artist officially announced for the junior contest. Months later, the song will go on to a slight revamp to optimize the instrumentation of the track, whose final version will be presented in early last November together with its accompanying official music video. A track that raises awareness about the importance of eating healthy. Now I'm going to analyze further about this proposal with which Kroni has attended the junior contest. Melodically speaking, Curiously is a Latin pop track due to the huge influence of Caribbean rhythms and musical instruments, which has been an interesting surprise, as we would normally associate Latin pop to countries with much stronger links to Latin America, like Spain or Italy or maybe Portugal, but you would never think ever that a country like Albania will be presenting a track in this musical genre. Even so, it is a track that spreads good vibes, lifts up your mood, and makes you shake your head and vibe. Kroni's voice stands out for being in tune and very clear, but especially with a playful touch, naturally in line with the fun concept presented with the track, even with the declaimed part she does both in the chorus and the bridge of the song. Regarding the lyrics, it has been written fully in Albanian by the renowned Albanian songwriter Adrian Hilla, who also has a wide experience on composing entries for both Eurovision and Junior Eurovision, being this his third entry for the junior contest, and it is also Kroni's official debut single as a child musical artist. The context behind the lyrics is very easy to figure out in this case, seeking through a light and fun perspective to encourage the consumption and the pleasure of eating healthy food on children, like the fruits and vegetables that give title to the song, although they may often take a preference for less nutritious and unhealthy foods like burgers, pizzas, or french fries. This can be evidenced easily after reading the lyrics with more detail, previously translated initially, playing precisely with that duality between healthy food and junk food, reinforcing with the chorus the idea of eating fruits and vegetables on a regular basis in any form. It comes to attention the reference made to the renowned Barbadian singer Rihanna during the bridge, I think maybe intending to make a rhyme in that part of the track, maybe because it is one of Kroni's favorite artists, or maybe a little of both. There is no doubt that the track pretends to transmit a cheerful and educational message about the importance of eating fruits and vegetables, and also having a balanced diet from a very young age, although this can perfectly apply to us as adults as well, as part of a healthy life. Naturally, with this quite fun proposal, there was expectation in this case on how it will be reflected its context through the official music video. First of all, I'm going to put on my earbuds to see and listen to this proposal that Kroni is presenting to us. Having said this, playing in 3, 2, 1. Tells Kroni watching the news. The reporter is saying that fruits and vegetables are in danger because no one is eating them anymore. But a group of children, that those we see now in the music video, are going to save them with the Operation Victory. I can't help it having fun with this song, and really. Now they're planting the different fruits and vegetables in the farm while they keep it danceable dynamic as we have been seeing throughout the music video. Now they have the harvest. There is a funny train. Here comes the rap. Now they are eating the fruits and vegetables they have seen.
Lajmi mirë, frutat dhe perimet janë shpëtuar. Fëmijët po hanë sërish me kënaqësi. Faleminderit operacioni vitamin.
This is really funny because the reporter is saying that the fruits and the vegetables are already safe because the kids are eating them again, and thanks to the Operation Vitamin. The plot that has been developed for this music video has been just great. I couldn't have been imagining it in other way if you ask me. I mean, discussing a topic that is not like for most of the children are like eating fruits and vegetables, but doing it in a fun and creative way. It has been a fantastic idea. Even I had fun myself, as you could see. So in my opinion, the song has accomplished its goal. Prior to attending the Junior Contest, she had the opportunity to present her proposal during her participation in the Albania Junior Musical Festival. Let's see then how was her live performance during her time at Festivalin Bar Kombëtari Këngës pa fëmijë with the initial version of the track. Recalling the staging in the Junior Musical Festival, it has been based on Kroni located at the center of the stage, joined by a children's choir at both sides of the stage. In this sense, the focus was on her attitude and self-confidence during all the performance, where the visual graphics show most of those fruits and vegetables as animated characters doing different activities, keeping that same dynamic until the end of the performance. For me, this performance has been entertaining and fun despite having a much simpler staging. In any case, after being a musical festival much more geared towards a younger audience, I saw it as a big party that they attended to have a good time. Now then, ahead of the Junior Contest, it was clear that the track was needing an adjustment in terms of the musical production. From here, the decision of revamping the track. And later, after what we saw with the music video, it was predicted that the presentation of the proposal would have above everything a lot of color and a lot of text. Although with the question on if they will keep the references to the fruits and vegetables themselves. For the staging in Tbilisi, it could be seen during the first rehearsals that it has been quite colorful both in the lighting and the visual graphics, although not so filled with fruits and vegetables like in the Albanian Junior Musical Festival. Kroni will be joined by a group of girl dancers that also were in the music video, but her and the girl dancers are wearing matching outfits, with Kroni wearing a white dress with Albanian traditional motifs in the middle area, while the girl dancers wear full white outfits with traces of the traditional motifs in both sides of their bands. Watching her live performance at the Junior Contest, being in charge of closing the show by the way, it is focused on Kroni with the girl dancers at the center of the stage, while they perform several choreographies, many of them already seen previously with the music video, showing visual graphics of multicolored trees throughout the performance. To those who then some visual effects are added on them like these were prisons. Different shots are used during all the performance, often with specific words from the lyrics showing in the screen with funny fonts, keeping the same danceable dynamic until the end of the performance. I like very much this performance from her. I will say that it was of the most anticipated ones of the night, and she exceeded expectations. Taking into account that she was dancing from beginning to end, she had a quite good vocal performance. She has been very confident and spontaneous on stage, enjoying every second of the performance, and above everything irradiating energy and charisma. You can get real amazed on how talented and confident can be a small kid that gets up on stage, and in her case, she owns the stage. By the time of knowing the voting results, Kroni will be initially in the 8th place after the reveal of the scores from the jury, and thereafter with the announcement of the scores from the public, she will be 4th for the televote, which will make her climb 2 positions in the table to finally settle in the 6th place of the final ranking. Making a summary of all the comments, I think that the Albanian entry from last year is great and memorable. It is appreciated the fact that he has been one of the most entertaining and amusing proposals of the edition among the sea of ballads. So I thought it was a good decision to take her in charge of closing the show. Since I have listened to the song for the very first time, I could not help it to be spread of this energetic and fun vibe that you could check on firsthand while we were watching the music video. So it is not too difficult to predict that the proposal was among my big favorites for the edition, and it is a song that I will listen quite often whenever I want to lift my mood. The final result is once again surpassing the one achieved during the past edition, in rank 1 position higher compared to its predecessor, and once again it has surpassed the maximum historical score for the country at the Junior Contest, keeping a very clear upward trend that we have been seeing in these recent editions. Despite it has not equaled the best historic result by Missionary Rappo exactly 10 years ago, it is still a fantastic result for Albania. And there is no doubt that if it keeps this trend, it will not take too long on achieving its first victory in the competition. About Kroni, she is already thinking on her next steps. In one hand, she's planning to release another single this year. She wants to record a theme music video that showcases the best of the Albanian landscapes by promoting both the music and culture of the country. And in the other hand, she dreams of participating in educational projects about infant nutrition and on organizing dance workshops for children. Being herself vigorous and energetic, I'm sure she will be able to do all that and much more. So we will be having news from Kroni for a long time. This has been the Albanian proposal of last year for the Junior Contest. Now tell me, what do you think about it? Have you been spread out the fun and energetic vibe of this proposal too, or it did not get your attention instead? Whatever is your opinion, let me know in the comments down below. I'm sure that the discussion will be quite interesting. And this is it for today's episode. Before I finish, don't forget to like this video if it has been of your taste, helping me with that to still have your support and to keep spreading this content among much more people. Subscribe to my channel if you have not done it yet, and enable notifications by the bell, and follow me through my social media. Take care and see you in the next episode. Bye bye.